Ladies and gentlemen, imagine holding a coin so small, yet so powerful, that collectors are willing to pay thousands of dollars just to own it. Today, we reveal the story of the rare 1981 Australian Echidna animal 5-cent coin with no mint mark. A coin that looks ordinary, but in reality, it is one of the most valuable treasures hiding in plain sight. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this coin can be worth up to $8,000. And to begin this incredible journey of hidden treasures, let's go back to one of the earliest and most valuable pieces, the legendary 1968 Echidna 5-cent coin without a mint mark. This small coin is more than just pocket change. It carries history, mystery, and above all, immense value for collectors across the globe. The story of this coin begins in 1968, just 2 years after the decimal system was introduced in Australia. During that period, the Royal Australian Mint was working tirelessly to create coins that would represent the country's identity. The 5-cent coin was chosen to feature the echidna, an animal unique to Australia, known for its spines and fascinating character. But what makes the 1968 echidna coin so extraordinary is the absence of a mint mark. Normally, mint marks are used to identify the place of striking. Without it, the coin instantly stood out, becoming a rare and desirable piece for collectors. This missing mint mark is not an error. It is a feature that makes the coin unique. It transformed a common coin into a treasure, one that continues to inspire collectors to this very day. As time went on, people began to realize the importance of this 1968 echidna coin. While millions of ordinary 5-cent coins circulated, the ones without a mint mark became legendary. Each discovery felt like uncovering a hidden piece of Australia's history. The true beauty of this coin lies not only in its design, but in the rarity that sets it apart. The echidna engraving is sharp, symbolic, and timeless, but it is the missing mint mark that makes collectors race to find one. Rarity and demand are the two most powerful forces in numismatics, and with this coin, both come together perfectly. Collectors want it, investors want it, and enthusiasts dream of owning it. That is why its value continues to climb. Even circulated versions of this coin attract attention, but the real magic is found in uncirculated or mint-state examples. Those untouched pieces can achieve astonishing prices in the open market. So just how valuable is it? In pristine condition, the 1968 Echidna Animal 5-cent coin without a mint mark can sell for as much as $9,000. Yes, $9,000 for a coin that once passed through everyday hands. Think about that transformation. A coin designed for daily transactions is now worth more than a luxury watch. That is the thrill and excitement of coin collecting. For collectors, owning this coin is more than just having money. It is about having history, pride, and a piece of Australia's cultural identity. The 1968 Echidna 5-cent coin is a masterpiece that connects generations. And the best part, the value is only expected to rise with time. As fewer high-quality examples remain in circulation, demand will continue to outpace supply, pushing the price higher and higher. This coin is not just a collectible. It is an investment, a treasure, and a story you can hold in your hand. Every time you look at it, you are reminded of the hidden gems that history leaves behind. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine opening an old jar of coins or checking your collection and finding a 1968 Echidna 5-cent coin with no mint mark. That small discovery could be worth up to $9,000 today. It is proof that fortune hides in the smallest details. The coin that looks ordinary to most could, in reality, be extraordinary. That is why every collector, every enthusiast, and every dreamer should keep searching. The 1968 Echidna Animal 5-cent coin without a mint mark is more than valuable. It is legendary. It reminds us that treasures are all around us, waiting to be recognized. So hold on to it, treasure it, and know that you are holding one of Australia's most prized numismatic treasures. Because this coin is not just worth money, it is worth history, pride, and legacy. After uncovering the hidden legacy of the 1968 Echidna coin, let's fast forward a full decade to 1978, another year that gifted collectors with a rare and highly valuable 5-cent treasure. This small coin may seem ordinary at first glance, but make no mistake, it carries with it a story of history, heritage, and incredible value. For collectors around the world, this coin is nothing short of a masterpiece. The year 1978 was significant for Australia's coinage. The Royal Australian Mint was producing coins for everyday circulation, yet in the process, certain coins stood out because of their rarity and unusual characteristics. Among them, the 5-cent piece without a mint mark became legendary. The echidna design, which proudly sits on the reverse of the coin, is one of the most beloved images in Australian numismatics. With its sharp spines and unique look, the echidna is more than just an animal. It is a national symbol etched into metal. And in 1978, this design reached a new level of fame. Normally, coins bear mint marks to identify where they were struck. But when the 1978 Echidna 5-cent coins appeared without one, collectors knew immediately that something special had happened. A missing mint mark meant rarity, and rarity meant value. From the very beginning, these no mint mark coins were set apart from the millions of ordinary 5-cent pieces. As the years passed, collectors began to chase them passionately, each one hoping to secure a slice of Australia's coinage history. Holding one of these coins is like holding a secret that only a few people in the world know. It is a coin that blends everyday practicality with priceless collectability, and that is what makes it so desirable. Now, what makes this coin truly valuable is not just its rarity, but also the condition it has survived in. Circulated pieces still catch attention, but when you find a mint-state 1978 Echidna coin without a mint mark, you are holding something that could transform into serious cash. Ladies and gentlemen, the demand for this coin has never slowed down. Collectors want it, investors want it, and enthusiasts dream of finding it in their collections. That intense demand is what drives the price higher and higher every year. So how valuable is it? Well, in excellent condition, the 1978 no mint mark Echidna 5-cent coin can reach a staggering $6,000. Imagine that, $6,000 for a coin that once had the power to buy a simple piece of candy. This is the beauty of numismatics. Value is not only about metal, it is about history, rarity, and the stories that coins carry with them. And this particular coin tells a story that collectors simply cannot resist. When you look at this coin, you are not just seeing a small piece of change. You are looking at a piece of art, a piece of history, and a financial opportunity all wrapped into one. That is what makes the 1978 Echidna 5-cent so extraordinary. Think for a moment. How many of these coins are still out there, hidden in drawers, tucked away in old jars, or sitting unnoticed in collections? Each one could be worth thousands, waiting for the right person to discover it. And that person could be you. Yes, you could be holding a coin that has the potential to bring in more than you ever imagined. That is the thrill of searching, collecting, and preserving these treasures. For many, coin collecting begins as a hobby. But when you find something as valuable as the 1978 no mint mark Echidna 5-cent coin, it quickly becomes much more than that. It becomes a passion, an investment, and a source of pride. What makes this even more exciting is that coins like these only get more valuable with time. As collectors compete for the remaining examples, the prices are bound to rise. And the earlier you recognize its worth, the greater the reward you stand to gain. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you come across a 1978 Echidna 5-cent coin without a mint mark, hold on to it. Treasure it. Because you are not just holding a coin, you are holding an opportunity worth up to $6,000. This is more than money. It is history, rarity, and pride all combined in one small but powerful piece of metal. The 1978 Echidna 5-cent coin is proof that even the tiniest treasures can make the biggest impact. But the story didn't stop in 1978. Just a year later, in 1979, another rare Echidna 5-cent coin without a mint mark emerged, capturing even more attention from collectors and pushing the excitement to new heights. This little silver-colored coin may look ordinary to the untrained eye, but it is far from ordinary. Behind its simple design lies a story of rarity, mystery, and value that has captured the attention of collectors around the world. The year 1979 marked another important chapter in Australian coinage. While millions of coins were struck for circulation, certain issues stood apart, and the Echidna 5-cent without a mint mark became one of the most intriguing examples of all. The echidna, beautifully engraved on the reverse, represents the rich wildlife of Australia. Known for its spiny coat and unusual character, this creature was immortalized on the nation's 5-cent piece. In 1979, this design took on new significance when coins appeared without the usual mint mark. A mint mark is meant to identify the mint that produced a coin. Its absence on a 1979 5-cent coin immediately elevated it from pocket change to collectible treasure. That missing mark transformed the coin into something rare, mysterious, and highly sought after. Collectors realized quickly that this was no ordinary issue. Over time, its reputation grew, and it became a favorite among numismatists who understood its rarity. The thrill of owning a 1979 no-mint-mark Echidna coin became a goal for serious coin enthusiasts everywhere. The beauty of this coin lies not only in its scarcity, but also in its condition. Circulated examples attract attention, but the uncirculated and mint-state coins are the ones that truly shine in the world of collecting. Why is it so valuable? The answer is simple: rarity and demand. When a coin is rare and collectors are eager to own it, the price naturally climbs. And with the 1979 Echidna 5-cent without a mint mark, both of these factors come together perfectly. It is incredible to think that a coin designed for everyday use could transform into something that sells for thousands of dollars. That is the magic of numismatics: history, rarity, and value, all combined in a single piece of metal. Ladies and gentlemen, in pristine condition, the 1979 Echidna Animal 5-cent coin with no mint mark can reach up to $7,000. Yes, $7,000 for a coin that once passed unnoticed from hand to hand. This astonishing value is what makes the coin so exciting. It proves that treasures can be hiding in plain sight, just waiting to be discovered by those with the eyes to recognize them. Think about it for a moment. How many of these coins might still be sitting in forgotten drawers, old collections, or jars of change? Each one of them could be a fortune in disguise. That possibility is what inspires collectors to keep searching. The dream that a small coin could turn into a life-changing discovery is what keeps this hobby alive and full of passion. For many people, coin collecting begins as curiosity. But when they discover coins like the 1979 no-mint-mark Echidna 5-cent, they realize it is more than a hobby. It is an investment, a legacy, and a personal piece of history. The value of coins like this is not static. Over time, as more collectors compete for fewer available examples, the prices continue to rise. That makes this coin not just a collector's item, but also a potential financial treasure. Every 1979, Echidna coin without a mint mark tells its own story. A story of how something so small can carry such immense worth, and how history rewards those who preserve and treasure it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever come across a 1979 Australian 5-cent coin, look closely. If it has no mint mark and is in excellent condition, you could be holding a coin worth as much as $7,000. This is not just a piece of pocket change. It is a powerful symbol of rarity, beauty, and value. It is proof that even the smallest treasures can change lives and inspire dreams. The 1979 Echidna 5-cent coin with no mint mark is more than valuable. It is legendary. Treasure it, protect it, and let it remind you that history hides in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. And as we move from the rarity of 1979, our journey reaches its grand finale with the most talked-about treasure of them all, the legendary 1981 Echidna 5-cent coin without a mint mark, a coin that stands as the crown jewel of this collection. This tiny coin, often overlooked in everyday transactions, has become a symbol of rarity, value, and heritage. And while it may seem like just a piece of small change, collectors know it is far more than that. The year 1981 was a major one for Australian coinage. The Royal Australian Mint was striking millions of coins for circulation. But as history shows us, not every coin was struck in the same way. Some came out with extraordinary differences, and among those differences lies the 1981 Echidna 5-cent with no mint mark. The echidna itself is one of Australia's most iconic animals, with its sharp spines and unique appearance. That is why this design was chosen for the 5-cent coin. It represented the natural heritage of the nation, and by 1981, it was already one of the most familiar coin designs in the country. But when collectors began to notice that some 1981 coins carried no mint mark, excitement grew. A missing mint mark instantly separated these coins from the millions of others in circulation. Suddenly, what was once ordinary became extraordinary. Without that mint mark, the 1981 Echidna coin became a rare discovery. People began searching through their pocket change, their jars, and their collections, hoping to find one of these elusive coins. The rarity of the coin is what gives it so much value. But rarity alone is not enough. It is the demand from collectors and investors that drives prices higher. And the 1981 Echidna coin without a mint mark has both rarity and demand working in its favor. In circulated condition, it is still impressive. But in mint state or uncirculated condition, this coin transforms into something almost priceless. It shines with brilliance, and it tells a story of history that very few coins can match. Now you may be asking, how much is this coin really worth? The answer may surprise you. In top condition, the 1981 Echidna Animal 5-cent coin without a mint mark can sell for as much as $8,000. Yes, $8,000 for a coin that once went unnoticed in everyday use. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the thrill of coin collecting. The smallest coin, the simplest design, can hold the greatest treasures. That is why collectors around the world continue to search for this rare 1981 issue. Just imagine holding a coin that once jingled in someone's pocket but today is worth thousands. That is the kind of transformation only numismatics can offer. This coin is not just valuable for its money. It is valuable because of the heritage it carries. Every 1981 Echidna coin without a mint mark is a reminder of the mysteries and surprises hidden in the history of Australian currency. Collectors cherish this coin because it represents more than wealth. It represents discovery, achievement, and pride. Owning one means joining a very small group of people who can claim to possess this rare piece of numismatic art. And the best part, coins like this continue to grow in value over time. As more people enter the world of collecting, and as the remaining examples become harder to find, prices will only climb higher. That makes this coin not only a collectible, but also an investment, one that can be passed down from generation to generation, carrying both financial value and historical meaning. So if you ever come across a 1981 Australian 5-cent coin, take a closer look. If it has no mint mark and is in excellent condition, you could be holding onto a treasure worth up to $8,000. This is why you should never underestimate the power of a small coin. The 1981 Echidna Animal 5-cent coin proves that greatness can come in the smallest packages. Treasure it, protect it, and let it remind you that history hides in the most unexpected places. With every discovery, collectors prove that fortunes can be found in plain sight. And with that, we close today's journey into the story of the legendary 1981 no mint mark, Echidna 5-cent coin. Keep searching, keep collecting, and always believe. The next treasure could be sitting in your hands right now.